So this is our last lesson called Your Life in the Holy Name. And this lesson is meant to look at your life and see if it's conducive or not conducive to chanting. Number one, we have to make time. If we don't have time, how are we going to apply everything we've learned in the last lessons? So look at your life. Look at things that are going on in your life and ask yourself the question, is there anything that I'm doing that might be in any way not conducive for developing a regular daily japa practice? Do I stay up late and I can't get up early? Do I do things in the evening that maybe make my mind a little active or perhaps disturbed in the morning? Do I waste time doing things I really don't need to do that would enable me to go to bed earlier? Do I even internally have a lack of faith, or do I really not believe that this chanting can help? So the point is that no matter what we teach you, you have to create an internal environment and an external environment that's supportive and conducive to chanting. So sometimes we call this living the holy name lifestyle, because there are things that are going to help us in our chanting. Many, many devotees say by studying the books of Srila Prabhupada, it helps their chanting because their mind is more absorbed in Krishna. So when they chant, their chanting is better. Many people say by being too exposed to media, it is not helpful. It undermines their chanting. It undermines their peace of mind. It undermines their ability to focus and be calm. Some people will say their very lifestyle is such that it makes it difficult to chant. And so everything we see, everything we hear, everything we talk about, what we eat, it all has effect on our consciousness. And if we want to purify our consciousness or improve our consciousness so that we're in the right consciousness to chant, then we have to be more aware of how things are affecting us. And as you become more Krishna conscious, you start to become more aware of how you're being affected by your environment, by the people you associate with, by what you're allowing yourself to hear and see and read. Really, we're products of our environment. We can change so much by changing what we allow to go in our ears, what we allow ourselves to see, and so forth. So the idea here is for you to think, are there things that you could do that would help your chanting? Are there things that you could avoid doing that would also help your chanting, or in other words, would eliminate things which are working against you? Are there things you can do just practically? Creating a room or an altar, a quiet place where you could better chant. Is eliminating television or eliminating much of the television that you're watching, would that be helpful? Changing your diet, perhaps eating less at night, thereby being able to get up earlier in the morning. Would that be helpful? Would studying more of Prabhupada's books be helpful? You think, what would be more helpful? What do you think would be more helpful to do while you're not chanting that would enable you to chant? Some devotees also find that if you teach other people about the chanting, if you encourage other people to chant, that actually helps your chanting. Or if you engage in some service in sharing Krishna with others, then when you chant, you feel more inspired. So this is a meditation for you to reflect on. If we want to improve our chanting, if we want to be serious about chanting as a daily practice, then we're going to have to move our life around in a way that will facilitate it. And it's extremely important. And we all should be doing this. And of course, as I mentioned, we have a section on sadhana bhakti, which is an entire practice of bhakti that we do daily. And we'll discuss this more in that lesson. But for now, I just ask you to think, is there anything you should be doing or anything you shouldn't be doing that would be helpful or is detrimental to your japa, and see if you can adjust your life in such a way that what you do supports better chanting. The environment you're in supports better chanting. And what you can stop doing that might be getting in the way of good chanting. So, happy chanting to you all. I'd be happy to hear from you about your realizations or any questions you might have. And on my website, mahatmadas.com, you can go, and we have a section on chanting that goes much more deeply than we've gone today. You've got some good basics to get you going. If you want to go more deeply, we have articles and we have lectures and videos that will take you much further. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.